Welcome back to Local 5 Live. It is always good to plan ahead, particularly when it comes to managing finances and properties, which it's important to consider having an estate plan to keep all of that up to date.
Here to tell us more, Andrew Micheletti, an attorney with Herrling Clark Law Firm. Good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. Okay, so we often hear about estate plans or wills or trusts. Mm-hmm. Do we need all three? Do we need one? What's the difference between them?
Well, I think everybody needs a will.
Okay.
Whether you need a trust really sort of depends on your finances and whether you have children with special needs, then you can have a special needs trust. So generally speaking, it's good to meet with your financial planner and then meet with an attorney, and they can provide them with information, and they'll tell you, what sort of estate plan you need.
Okay.
What are some of the fallout if people don't have an estate plan?
Well, that's a lot can be happening there. One of the things is if you all of a sudden become incapacitated and don't have a healthcare power of attorney, you could have to go to court and have a court-appointed guardian. That's even if you're married, your spouse is not necessarily your de facto guardian. So having a healthcare power of attorney, same thing with your financial power of attorney, someone to make financial decisions if you're unable to make them on your own. And then you also have the situations where you have money to pass on, and for some reason your beneficiaries are fighting amongst one another. So in order to sort of curtail that and head that off, it's good to have a solid estate plan.
What are the initial steps in setting up an estate plan?
Sure. So generally speaking, you contact an attorney. They'll provide you with a questionnaire, and that's basically, do you have minor children? Are they, of your current marriage or other marriages? Because that plays a factor as well in what your financial situation is. And they'll review it and tell you if you need just a will, a simple estate plan, or something more significant.
If someone has an estate plan, how often should they be updating it, and what are the reasons to?
Sure. Well, generally speaking, you want to at least review it every 10 years. But any sort of significant changes, if you have a beneficiary who's passed on, or a trustee that's passed on, personal representative that's passed on, or circumstances change where you just decide that someone else would be better suited to handling those roles, then it's good to see an attorney and have those changed.
You can find all sorts of things and forms online, but why is it important to meet with someone like you at Herrling Clark to set things straight?
Sure. Well, a lot of people like doing Legal Zoom or whatever it is, and I think you find that if one thing is marketed for everybody, it doesn't always necessarily apply to you and your circumstances. So we found that the generic forms just don't typically work, especially if you have any sort of simple complication to your plan. So
individualized attention is what you will get from Herrling Clark, and they have offices in Appleton, Green Bay, Oshkosh, and Wapaka.
You can reach them at 920-739-7366 or at herlingclark.com. Thanks, Andrew. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thank you for having me on.